none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the
So
agenda.
moved to approve the agenda as is.
Once I read this statement. Please remember that the council's work session is designed for internal council and town staff communication, discussion, and work. It is not a question and answer session with the audience. Accordingly, during the work session, no questions or comments from the audience will be entertained. Respectfully, any outbursts or disorderly conduct from the audience will not be tolerated and may result in the offending person's removal from the work session. Minutes are being kept and will be posted on the town website under Agendas and Minutes button on the front page. As a reminder, all town citizens and other appropriate parties, as designated by the Code of the State of Virginia and the Town Charter, are permitted to make comments under the recognition of citizens and public comment session of tonight's council meeting. Having a motion on the floor, can I take a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Motion by Page, seconded by Bishop. All those in favor, Bishop,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Easley,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Riddle, and Thompson.
Yes.
All right, moving on to staff reports and presentations. Mr. Morris.
Good evening, council members. I apologize for the mask. My household is undergoing the flu season right now, and since we're not people who normally get the flu for 3 years, I figure I will try not to bring something in case it was there, so here it is. All right, for tonight's work session, we moved into the portion of the budget where we've identified our priority items for discretionary spending, and then I've laid those out. If you go to basically to page 3 where it says the review requested items, has public safety on top, amount requested, amount approved, and notes. They're not necessarily in any priority order, I've just grouped them by category of what we've discussed and laid out in the previous sessions. On the amount requested, for the starting point, our discretionary funding, it looks like we're gonna have available $100,000. So we're gonna be pretty close to that. As we finalize the revenue coming in, but we should have $100,000 for discretionary funding amount. The amount requested is just what has been either requested through quotes, previous quotes, or like the Chatham Volunteer Fire Department, that is their, what they have laid out as their full operational budget. So when I ask for their operational budget, they give me their $85,000, and then it gives you something to look at, determine where we want to parse out this $100,000 as we get to discretionary funding. There are several notes that I put in there, hopefully, which will break down like Chatham Rescue Squad has. We put theirs in a couple of different categories just because their request came broad, but they did have dollars against it. So it gives you the opportunity to pick, if you choose so, to support them where you want to send that, or just generically say, here's a dollar amount we'll put in that category. Some of these things are cost share, so that is in there. It tells exactly what that cost share is for each event for our part. And on the amount requested, it just tells what our part would be, not the cost share part in there. With that, open for discussion for council members. I'd like to recommend, when we get done with this, we'll get done with this. There'll be a finance meeting that will take the operational town of Chatham budget. There'll be a water and sewer meeting that will take the water sewer budget. We'll take these numbers, lay those into that operational budget for the final 98% look. And then when we bring those back in April, you will have the recommendation for both water sewer committee saying what their dollars are and how their budget looks, and then from the finance committee, how the total town side budget looks. And these will go into that town side budget.
Question, when you have this cost share, what are these numbers decided?
It's just your notes. If you go back to the note page, so that 4 would be note 4.
That's kind of what I thought. Where are the notes? Just behind your own?
Keep going.
Is it beyond? Okay, I got it.
There you go.
Question from you person here. None, like from the fire department, rescue squad, those two, there's nothing already in operation?
Correct.
Okay, that was the question. And the other question I have is, some, per discussion, I think last time, some of these have already been committed, like the Fourth of July fireworks?
That we have not committed it in the budget.
Oh, okay.
So we have said, we supported, the council has supported it,
Okay.
for the past years. But there, again, that's why it's on here. We have to, I'm looking for the council to say, where do you wanna put your monies?
Well, Nick, piggybacking on what Bill said, has the, fire department always been discretionary, or has that been operational prior?
Well, we lay it across, there's never been so while there's a line number, it's not it's not a department of the town, as an independent organization that the town supports regularly. And so we've gone out there, and because we haven't done this in a very specified manner like this before, we've always said, okay, what do you need for, repairs this year? And they'll say, we need X dollars for maintenance or tires, and put it in there. But it's not, it has always been based on what their request has come to. And since it's based on what their request has come to, it lets us put it out here in front of everybody so we can look at it and go, oh, that's what, you were talking about this, instead of three different committees that suddenly come in here and don't understand what each one's, had a discussion to get to our priorities.
Looks like they would have their own operational line.
And that's something, the council can determine that, you know, and go, every year we wanna do X. But it's not, we haven't ever done that, and it's not, again, we base on their requests.
So amount requested is just a number, we can decide.
You can decide whatever number you want to go with that, absolutely.
But see, we've always paid for, fire and things like that, that's how we thought we were having fire.
Right, absolutely.
And we looked like by the time we got finished paying one, we started on another.
And engines are like the police car, right? That is such a large capital improvement, capital purchases will go on the operational side. And a truck, on the Shannon Volunteer Fire Department, that truck's not even in there because we already have a path forward that we started after the last police fire committee, where we're gonna gather in and try to figure out what that large capital.
So the
Yeah.
only real one out of those top three is the police department. That's the
Well,
one,
and that's their vehicle,
yeah,
so.
that's the only one that really.
That's specific.
Okay. How come we're talking about the sidewalk down here, $140,000? Where is the highway department? That's not a public, that's a public street, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that's that one, and we'll talk about it again, we've had it before, so they will do, you can apply for a grant, but you have to, and they may get to 50-50, but you have to commit to paying 100% of their engineered.
That's the problem, they add so much to the price of the job that it's really not worth dealing with.
For the 50, and I'm trying to get another.
People like that you gotta pay just to get the job done, that's not right.
And this
We
one,
learned that the hard way.
and part of that Reed Street turns out, pulling up the,
Rick.
brick and maintaining, not destroying them carte blanche, coming down and destroying those in the old,
Are they gonna put those back?
Well, it depends on how we do it. If it's VDOT, no, they will do it in a design pattern, so somewhere along, like maybe at the crosswalks, there'll be space